Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My point of order relates to a unanimous consent motion that was passed in this House of Commons on May 24th of this year, and it relates to the unanimous consent given to the installation of the plaque commemorating former MP from the Great War, Sam Sharpe. The unanimous consent motion was seconded by my colleague from the other side, the MP from Pickering-Uxbridge, and much help from the member from Scarborough-Guildwood as well. My question, Mr. Speaker, the installation is to be held before the 100th year anniversary of the armistice that ended the war, Mr. Speaker. We've been informed in recent days that it's the intention of the Minister of Veterans Affairs not to install the plaque as per the unanimous consent of this House, but to display the maquette, Mr. Speaker. The maquette, or the model for the commemorative plaque, was displayed in 2015, Mr. Speaker. The intention of the House on May 24th of this year was to install the plaque here in Centre Block. I would quote, Mr. Speaker, from the unanimous consent motion passed on May 24th in this place, quote, a day before the 100th anniversary of the tragic death of MP Sam Sharpe, this House calls for the commemorative bronze plaque of Sam Sharpe, sculpted by Canadian artist Tyler Briley, to be installed in the Centre Block ahead of the 100th anniversary of the armistice that ended the First World War. End quote, Mr. Speaker. It goes on after that to give discretion to the Minister of Veterans Affairs that during the period of closure of Centre Block for renovations, the plaque can be removed from its installation and loaned to the Operational Stress Injury Clinic at the Royal Ottawa Hospital, Mr. Speaker. All sides agreed to a very detailed and very much discussed unanimous consent motion, and it's my sincere hope, in the spirit of bipartisanship in relation to reducing the stigma associated with mental injuries from service, that we can, before 100 years passes from the end of the Great War, rectify an omission of the House of Commons almost a century ago, when George Baker and his iconic statue was provided in the lobby here, Mr. Speaker, and no mention was made of sitting Member of Parliament Sam Sharpe, Mr. Speaker. That unanimous consent motion was passed on the eve of the 100th anniversary of his death by suicide, Mr. Speaker, in a year that the Legion has decided to make the Silver Cross mother a mother of Private Welsh, who was a casualty through a similar means after the Afghanistan war, Mr. Speaker. Let's show a spirit of bipartisanship, cooperation to meet the goal and the clear express intention of this House to install the plaque tomorrow or before November 11th, Mr. Speaker. That is really our duty. That was the will of the House. So the fact that the intention from the Minister is now to deviate from that express will brings my point of order for your clarification. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.